So you actually use these lights then in Cork, right?
Yeah. So the first time I got my hands on them, because we've had them for a while, and I was just trying to tell people how I felt about them, but I hadn't really used them in a really testing condition before. So
it was testing down there in Cork.
It was testing. So I had an engagement shoot to do down in Cork, and this was the weekend before Storm Emma, which was an amazing time to go shooting because it was so cold. So it was absolutely freezing cold. So I had myself my Modus, and I had my Viper, and I had them in the Lastolite Rally Grip system. So I was kind of holding it out here and I was shooting here. So what kind of struck me straight away was the speed of it, because the couple were freezing, so I couldn't wait. I had to get every shot, and every time they were ready, bang, get the shot, or else I wasn't going to get the expression.
Yeah. Or you were going to get a certain expression, which was
yeah, exactly. But as we went down, we started to actually get more comfortable with the system because I'd never used it before, and then they started getting comfortable in front of the camera because they weren't in front of the camera before. And all in all, we got a few decent shots, granted it being so cold. So that was when I'd hoped to make this video, but since then we said we'd have another go. So we used it upstairs, where we've got our studio and a stairwell up to it. We thought, let's try to take a couple of photos here.
So we went up. There's about 110 flights of steps, I'd say. So we had a little breather at the top, and it's actually when he said to me about the stairwell, I was a little skeptical. I was like, all right, well, it's not the nicest stairwell in the world. It's just a bland kind of generic stairs with a little carpet on it. But it was amazing what we achieved when we put a couple of lights in there. It's really fascinating. And you can see us here, we're working up the steps and just getting set up.
And taking a few shots. But it's something that I kind of set myself out to do. And I wanted to set myself up the task of taking as many different types of pictures within 50 metres of my home as I possibly could. So some of them I used off-camera flash. Some of them, I used inside the house. We did different kind of things. But it's something that I think everybody should try and do, is take something that's really bland looking, that you've seen every day of the week, and try and create a picture that's a little bit different. So for the setup, what we did was we put one light up high, and we put one behind myself when I was taking the pictures, and we put a red gel on one of them, and we put a honeycomb on the other. So I'll explain a little bit about lighting modifiers in a few minutes, but what we wanted to do there was create dynamism in the shot, to make something that's just a dirty stairwell into something
a little bit more interesting. I think we really did achieve that. I mean, so in one of the shots you see the light flashes through the banisters, and just the shadows that it was able to cast, that was really, so for me that play, because obviously once you have light, you're going to have shadow as well. And that plays.
So I was to try and lean into these kind of things, and that's kind of why I wanted to shoot it at the very top of the stairs, because those banisters are quite, striking. And when you shoot through the banisters, then you get a really interesting shape, because there's lots of straight lines in this shot, so then that could kind of do it. But from a usability point of view, as you can see now. So I put the camera to high speed, shooting continuous, and just press the button then, and you'll see how many shots it gets.
And actually, we showed some of the photos there, and it's like pretty much everyone is perfect. It's just getting it every time. The recharge speed on it was just fascinating. And actually, for me, I thought maybe the lights flashing in my face would be distracting or annoying, but it totally wasn't. It was just so quick. We're done.
So as you can see, we tried to do a few with the gels in the background and with the honeycomb shining straight at the face. And then we took another one that tried to recreate daylight.
Yeah,
and I think that was one of the keepers of a lot of them.
Absolutely,
you see that there on your screen right now.
And that was beautiful. And you would not know that was flash
photography. There's no unwanted shadow, whereas on the other side, we wanted shadow. So we wanted that dramatic look.
I think I was going for a film noir with that strong, striking lines. But then the other side is this daylight. It's just this beautiful glow. Which again, and if with the colour gels, you could even accentuate that further with some yellows or oranges in there. We were going for more of a high noon feel there. So for me, those colour gels really change the diversity and the capabilities of these flashes.
They do. So like just from a usability point of view, like looking at the spec sheet, and I always say that to people, you know, spec sheets are fine, and you say it does this, does that. The other thing, usability, is more important to me, and having it in your hand and stuff like that. So the things that struck me about it was obviously the speed, the colour consistency was just striking. We intentionally used a 100D Canon because I wanted to see how it would work with a camera, you know, when the camera wasn't going to do everything. So sure, I could have taken out a 5D Mark III, Mark IV, whatever. But no, this is a 100D. And look at the colour consistency.
Typical camera.
It's a typical camera. Look at the colour consistency on the skin tone across all of those shots. And even then, some I took in black and white intentionally, and it's still just
lovely shadows, lovely detail.
It's lovely detail. Then the battery in one of them ran out. Because I didn't charge it last night, which I should have done. But quickly popped another one in and away went. So there was just no. There's just no let.
No fuss. Yeah.
So when you were using it, what did you find?
So for me, I mean, it was a joy, really. I mean, so I was at the top of the stairs, as you see there, and I'm shooting down. So I've got a little bit of that window coming in, so I replicated it further by having this backlight on you, or hair light, as it's also known. It's called hair light because it lights the hair. Would you believe?
Who comes up with these terms?
It's so confusing. But yeah, and I think you can really see that big flash on the back, and it's really useful for glamour photography. Brilliant for shooting portraits, and it just gives people a kind of a three-dimensionality, I think, really brings them out. And then I tried that with the red gel, and it gave the whole room this kind of a stark, kind of a moody sci-fi feel. And then we put the honeycomb on it, and it cut out a lot of the red, but kept a little bit in there at the same time, which was really nice. And I mean, they're magnets, so it's just put the gel on, put the honeycomb on. You know what? Don't let the honeycomb just take it off. There's no screws, there's no twisting. It's just
a really
straight on
system. So very kind of a quick way to sum up lighting to me is you have two different types of lighting. You have hard lighting and you have soft lighting. Okay, hard lighting means the shadows are black. Soft lighting, there are no shadows. The softer you go, and it's down to surface area. So I like to explain it in a very simple way that light is a lot like a shower head. So when you go into the shower and you twist the shower head, and when only a couple of them are opened, it's quite hard. And you can feel it really hard. And then as you twist the shower head, you're extending it out, and all of the little holes are opened, and that's lovely and soft. So it kind of works similarly then when you put something onto your light. So the bigger the surface in front of it, the less black the shadows will be. The smaller, the darker. So that's why using the honeycomb, really, really small openings, give us that dramatic black shadow. If I didn't want black shadow, I'd put a softbox, or a bigger softbox, or a bigger softbox, and that will soften it. And then of course you have softboxes, and you have umbrellas, and you have octaboxes, and these are just going to different levels of pernickety. So the idea is that a softbox creates the shape of a window, and an octabox, I can't mimic it, creates the shape of a sun. So that's why you typically use that outside, and a softbox inside. An umbrella kind of does like the octabox, but there's a bit of light spin, so it's harder to control it.
Bounces it kind of all around the place.
It's quite nice. So it's a little thing that you just kind of get step by step into, as long as you'd have one thing at either end, the hard light and the soft light, and then work your way through. And then of course gels. So gels, we mentioned gels. Gels are just a sheet of acetate that you put in front of a light.
Not directly in front.
Not directly in front.
Because it will burn the gel.
It will stick, and you will be stuck with a permanently red flash. Which is why that's why we use the strobo system, because it just clips in and keeps it out just enough that it doesn't melt. But it's so in vogue at the moment, this gel usage. You see it in a lot of movie posters and stuff like that. The purple and the green. And
you see it kind of coming into fashion. So there was teal and orange for a long time. I don't know if I can show you guys a couple of examples of posters maybe. So there's teal and orange, teal for your shadows and orange for your highlights, orange for the lovely skin tones. And now, actually, what you're starting to see, maybe it kicked off at Stranger Things, is this red and green, and they're total opposite sides of the spectrum, so they do kind of complement each other in a kind of an opposite sort of a way. And red and green are really starting to come through, and also neon pink is kind of coming through as well a little bit there. But yeah, it's interesting to see it changing kind of gradually this year.
Yeah. And it's brilliant, so lean into it. Like
Yeah.
as I was taught, you don't get the gel on the person's skin, but now you do. It's kind of changing a little bit.
Yeah, it's in vogue, but it's also, you know, it's fun. It adds another dimension to it.
It really does, because like you look at this setup here, we're just on some stairs, and now it's stairs with this red, and then the black shadows, and so you black and red, and they kind of work really well together.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we were able to achieve up there on the stairway was portraiture, fashion photography, and moody sci-fi behind the scenes. You know, with just a couple of colours and different positions.
Yeah. So the last thing we're just going to show you, I've just got a generic flash here with the old AA batteries in it. You saw how quickly that recharged in the video. Check out how slow this is. So I'm continuously pressing the test button.
Oh my god, please. Oh.
I think I counted that as 14 seconds.
Oh my god.
14 seconds!
Can you imagine being on a shoot and be like, yeah, go for it.
Go for it.
Wait,
14 seconds.
Go. Okay, wait, ready? You ready?
Yeah, you're counting.
Okay, go for it now. Ah, what a nightmare.
This is the technology difference.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen this before, and you know, more modern flashes do fire quicker, but this is just a sample of what it used to be like, and this is what you're getting with this guy. Is a second and a half versus 14 seconds.
Yeah. No comparison.
Incredible. So back on the thing you go. Okay. So guys, that was the Modus. If any questions, if you used it yourself, put a little comment in the box down here. Let us know what you thought of it.
Don't forget to like, share,
subscribe, share, tell all your friends.
Tell your friends, tell the guy you don't really like.
Yeah, put it in the parish newsletter.
Yeah, put us in the parish newsletter. Yeah, I like that, that's cool.
Guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for the next video. Thanks, bye bye.